Y'all really tripping over a hat?
That would be Sarge.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You tuned into the Texans. Hold on, we got a let me get up. We got a malfunction here. There we go. Hey, what's going on, y'all? You tuned to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you're subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel. All one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Shout out to my TikTok live gang that is watching me right now. I'm just making sure that I got the microphone together. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. Okay, so I got a programming note. I was only going to do this show exclusively for the subscribers to my YouTube page at Texans Tailgate Talk and to my TikTok live family, right? I was going to make this show exclusively for you all, getting ready. You know, as the preseason winds down and we get ready to go into the regular season, there will be shows that will only be on TikTok Live and YouTube. But as you can see, I've also shared it. Let me. I gotta go and repost it. I'm also sharing this thing on Twitter. Right? I'm also sharing this show on Twitter. I'm doing this show on Twitter right now. Let me tell you why I'm doing it on Twitter. I'm doing it on Twitter because how can I put this? There are a lot of people who have rocked with me over the years as I put this thing together that has supported me, and I want to make sure that this show in particular, because I got so much that needs to be said. I got so much stuff that I need to talk to you about, some exclusive stuff that I need to talk to you about. I said I'm not gonna do them a disservice. I won't do my Twitter family a disservice by doing this, especially when I didn't give them a heads up. I did not give them the proper notice that the majority of the exclusive content in the regular season will only be on the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel and on TikTok Live. I did not give them the proper I didn't give them the proper heads up or the proper warning. So that would have been bad on my part. And these people who have rocked with me for years, I couldn't do that to them. Now, the majority of them also are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk YouTube page, but I want to make sure that I give everybody the proper heads up. And so, you know, once the regular season starts, though, I'm going to be doing stuff exclusively on TikTok and on YouTube. And so that's on me. I know I put it out there that I'm only going to do this show exclusively for the TikTok and YouTube channel, but I ain't like that. Some of y'all may not know this, but I'm a stand-up guy. I try to do right. I try to do right by everybody. So I want to make sure that we were able to get this show to the people who rock with me on Twitter as well. We need to convert more Twitters to Texas Tailgate Talk subscribers. So tell all your friends. It's right, because come the regular season, there's going to be exclusive content only because once again, I told you all, the Texas Tailgate Talk YouTube channel is specifically designed for, let me fix this mic, y'all. Specifically designed for Texans fans. Specifically designed for Texans fans. That's it. And maybe some fans of the AFC South once we get into the season. But that's why it's the Texans Tailgate Talk, because I didn't want to conflate sports talk with Big Sarge and the Texans fans. Excuse me. I wanted to make sure that they got their own content. So that's why I created a whole platform. That's why you see that right there. That's the Texas Tailgate Talk logo right there. It's only designed for you all. All right. So, of course, I was going to start this show with Hatgate, because people are still tripping over the fact that CJ Stroud wore a different hat outside of the Houston Astros. Of course, I was going to start there. I was going to start with, some recaps of the game, some recaps of the game on Saturday where the Houston Texans defeated the Carolina Panthers by a score of 20-3. And talk about some of the things we talked about in the pregame show. And we're going to talk about these things, but this is what I was going to start with. That was going to be the thing. I'm going to come right out the gate with the Hatgate because I did not like that. And then I was going to jump into the game and the recaps, and then I was going to jump into the specific play that we're going to watch. Like TikTok family, you got to subscribe to you got to be subscribed to the Texans Tailgate Talk YouTube channel in order to see the things that I'm going to show on the screen, because I ain't figured out how to do TikTok on the computer yet. Like, if we keep it at a buck, let me tell y'all that I haven't figured that out yet. But I'm going to show this play that made a lot of the Carolina Panthers fans get a stiffy by thinking that their rookie wide receiver beat Derek Stingley Jr. And I'm saying to myself, in real time, I said, that's hilarious. And then I had an opportunity to talk with Derek Stingley after the game. So I'm going to tell you exactly what Derek told me. He doesn't mind that. It's just that I wasn't recording when we started, but he doesn't mind me telling you because what he told me is what you're going to see in real time. So with that being said, I was going to do all of that. I had all that written down, all that. Jalen Smith. I was going to show the play where Will Anderson Jr. got caught for holding, which would have been the first that would have been an interception for Metchie. Not for Metchie, because I'm going to talk about Metchie in just a second. But that would have been an interception for Stingley. And then they called Will Anderson for holding, and we're going to go over there. We're going to watch him and be like, that's not holding. And after the game, I got a chance to talk with some of the players, and the refs weren't even on the same page when that happened. So I was going to do all that stuff, right? All that stuff I was going to start with. All that stuff. And then the Houston Texans decided to trade wide receiver John Metchie III, right? Let me see. John Metchie was quiet. He was in the 2022 draft, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. Yeah, he was going into his third year. Yeah. He's drafted in 2022. So former Texans wide receiver John Metchie III was traded to, you know what? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. What's up, Lou? Hey, Chrissy, can you do me a favor, please, and bring me that towel that's right there on the arm of the couch? You see which one I'm talking about? This is what happens in real time, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to do this because my guy Lou is my guy, man. And yes. Thank you. Hey Lou, I hadn't brought it into the office yet, but I'm gonna hang this up. Hey, this is a design my boy Lou, who one of the guys who's a diehard Houston Texans fans. This is his design. This is what he's made. This is his logo. This is some of his apparel. He gave me this when I went by the barbershop the other day. So Lou, I had to make sure that I showed everybody that, man. I'm gonna put it on the wall. I told you I am gonna put it on the wall for real. Probably gonna put it right there where it could be seen. So like I said, I was going to start out with all that other stuff, right? Start out with all that other stuff. And then John Metchie got traded. The Houston Texans traded wide receiver John Metchie and a 6th-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for tight end Harrison Bryant and a 5th-round pick. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not too familiar with Harrison Bryant. I tried to look at some of his stuff. I'm going to have to do a deep dive tonight so I can be prepared for practice, which doesn't start till 3 p.m. on Monday, so I can be more familiar with everything that's going on. I looked it up, but he's 6'5", 243 pounds. He's played in 78 games, 98 receptions, 877 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So you all know that the Houston Texans were in the market for a tight end after they lost Brevin Jordan to a horrific injury during practice last week. We're going on a week since Brevin Jordan got hurt. And they have been in the market for a third tight end because yes, they have Dalton Schultz. Yes, they have Cade Stover, but after that, I don't know how comfortable they are with Irv Smith, with Irv Smith and with Luke Lachey, who is a rookie out of Iowa. And so they would probably just want to bring in another tight end, another tight end to have, on that roster. And so they traded John Metchie the third to the John Metchie and a 6th-round pick to the Eagles for tight end Harrison Bryant and a 5th-round pick. Okay. Give me a second. This is why I consider myself one of the best in the city of Houston when it comes to this Texans content and being in the media, because I get to give you stuff like this. Like when we talk about Derek Stingley and that play, that's some stuff Derek only told me. What I'm about to tell you right now is three things. One, during the pregame, I said, during the pregame show on Saturday, I said, hey, man, I got Metchie making this team. You remember I said that the wide receivers that I felt like it was going to be Nico, Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, John Metchie, and Braxton Berrios. I didn't think Justin Watson was going to make the team. I did not think Daniel Jackson was going to make the team. I don't think Cephas is going to make the team. Like I had 7 wide receivers and I had John Metchie within that 7. I never seen that coming. Well, I never seen the trade coming. But I should have. And let me tell you why I should have after the game on Saturday. So I had him in that, right? So mind you now, I have not talked to John the entire preseason. Training camp, preseason, I have not talked to John Metchie at all outside of speaking, very quick conversation, how you doing? Keep it moving. So yesterday when they opened up the locker room, right? When they opened up the locker room, and as soon as you walk in and you get to the left, you got Nico's. There's Nico's locker. There's Dylan Horton. There's Christian Harris. Jalen Smith sits next to Christian Harris, and then there's Metchie. So Jalen Smith was getting dressed. Jalen Smith was getting himself together to get ready to go take a shower. And I said, hey, man, I need to talk to you because, we talked last week, and I got that whole interview I'm putting out here pretty soon. I said, we talked last week, and so, I want to talk about you. You had an interception today. I see the game ball in your locker. And he's like, I got you, Sarge. I'm going to go take a shower, and then I'll get you when I get back. So Metchie was right there. And so I went to Mitch and I said, man, I haven't talked to you the entire training camp. I haven't talked to you the entire training camp. I haven't had an opportunity to talk with you at all, man. I said, hey, next week when we get to Detroit, I'm gonna talk to you, man. We need to have a conversation because I haven't. And I told him about what I said on the pregame about him looking good, how he looked good against Minnesota, and how he's been looking good in training camp, and how I had him as the number 7. I mean, I had him in the 7 wide receivers that I felt like the Texans was going to keep. And then I made a statement. I made a statement to him, and he answered me. And when he answered me, I was not paying attention. I should have known. When he answered me, I did not pick up on the clues because there was a lot going on. There was just a lot going on. There's the first time being in the locker room. And so, you still try to say hello to everybody. You're trying to see where everybody's located. Are they still in the same place as last year? I mean, now that Sheldon Rankins is back, he got Jerry Hughes. Old locker, we call that the unk spot because Jerry Hughes is right there. Now Sheldon Rankins got the corner spot. That's the unk spot right next to Will Anderson. You're looking over here, you still see Henry Toa and Xavier Hutchinson next to each other, Daniil and Aziz, and you got Derek Stingley and then Kamari. And okay, so you're it's a lot going on for the first time being in there because you're still trying to figure out because you get the lay of the land. So I'm standing there and I'm talking to Metchie, right? And this is what I said, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. I said, man, you looking good out there. I said, you look like Alabama Metchie, right? I said, you look like Alabama John Metchie. And he said, nope. I said, you don't think so? He says, no. I look better. I look better than that. I'm smoother. I'm in better shape. He says, I look better than Alabama John Metchie. He says, I'm smoother and I'm in better shape. Now, y'all listen to this last part that he said to me that I just totally let go over my head because I was listening. No, I heard what he said. I wasn't listening close enough to what he was saying. I heard what he said, but I wasn't listening close enough to what he was saying. Once again, I said, hey, man, you're looking like Alabama John Metchie out there. He said, nope. I said, you don't think you look good? He said, no, I look better than I was at Alabama. I look better. I'm much smoother and I'm in better shape. And this is the line that went directly over my head that I should have caught and probably should have followed up with him on. He said, I'm going to look good wherever I'm at. I didn't think about that quote. I did not think about that quote until I got the alert that John Metchie had been traded. And when John Metchie, when I seen that come across my timeline on Twitter, I said to myself, oh shit. He probably knew. He probably knew and was trying to tell me something was coming down the pipeline. I said to myself, God damn. I'm sitting in the car with my wife and I was like, John Metchie got traded. And then after I said that, I said, oh, goodness gracious alive. I said, he knew something on Saturday. He probably knew something was coming down the pipeline. Maybe did not know the time, but he knew something was coming down the pipeline because he said, I'm going to look good wherever I'm at. Me, if I had to take an educated guess, I probably was just thinking wherever you're at on the field, wherever they're going to put you on the field, that's where you're going to look good at. That's probably what I was thinking. If I had to go back and think, because when I got over to talk to linebacker Henry To'oTo'o and wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson, I said, "Hey man, Metch say he looking way better than Alabama Metch." I said he say he looking way better than Alabama Metch. And I'm gonna tell you, look, Alabama Metch was a dog. And so, we had a conversation about that before I interviewed both of them. But man, I did not, I like I said, I heard what he said. I wasn't listening to what he said. And that's on me. And I'm just gonna chalk it up and blame it to, man. Look, I was just like trying to map out everything that I needed to do, because it's a preseason game. So this isn't a regular season game. Those players are trying to get in and get out. So you're trying to get whatever you can get. And for me, I got a chance to speak with a lot of players. I didn't go listen to if it was the regular season, I would have been in the conference room and listened to D'Amico and listened to CJ Stroud. But I know that since it's preseason, I had to get in there. I talked to Nico. I got some exclusive stuff that I'm going to put out with Nico Collins. But I was just trying to get in, and I was trying to work the room. And he told me without telling me, and I said to myself when I was in the car, I think I told my wife this. I was like, I think he was telling me yesterday he was getting traded, and I don't think I was paying attention. That's on me, y'all. That is on me. That is on me. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's on me. That's on Sarge. Some factors that went into it. There were some factors that went into it, but at the end of the day, that's on me. I should have thought about that. I should have thought about more what he said when he says, "I'm gonna look good wherever I'm at." And like I said, we were talking about just wide receivers making a team. I'm like, okay, so does that mean, I was like, I was just thinking, that mean if he plays first team, if he plays second team, all right then. Never really thought about that part wherever I'm at. I never really put two and two together till the trade happened. I said, got to be more careful. I ain't gonna cuss because I'm trying not to get demonetized. What's up, TikTok family? So yeah. Now, so here's my take on the trade. I don't know about Harrison Bryant. I don't know what he can do. I don't know how he can do it. Then before he's with Philly, wasn't he with Cleveland or something like that? I think I seen Sideline Sarah put out a clip of Harrison Bryant, having a big gain against the Texans. I don't know too much about him. I don't know how much. I don't know how much of a factor Nick Caley played in saying, "Hey, we need to get another tight end." Maybe that was just a Nick Caserio call. "Hey, we need to get another tight end in here." This tight end, and I'm pretty sure before he even made the trade, he consulted with Nick Caley before before he even decided to get Harrison Bryant, because we know that Nick Caley is a former tight ends coach with the Los Angeles Rams. And so, and with the work with tight ends in New England as well. So we know that he knows how to evaluate talent. We know he knows how to work with talent. So maybe it was when all of this came about, maybe he went to Nick Caley and says, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that this is going to be good for the team? Because if so, then maybe there's a way that we can get him." So, like I said, I don't know too much about him. Metchie's a good guy. On a personal note, Metchie's a good guy. I think he just got caught up in the numbers game. I think that he got caught up in the numbers game where where it was there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of wait a minute, hold on, y'all. Fun fact: Harrison Bryant's parents got into a verbal fight with the Texans fans during the playoff game 2 years ago. What? Got into a verbal? Wait a minute. I gotta find that. Thanks, Alexis. I appreciate that. Wow. So on a personal, but on a personal level, like it was always cool to talk to John Metchie. He's a very, very interesting person. Like he's a very interesting, focused person. And I think that the thing that hurt him the most, right? The thing that hurt John Metchie the most was something that was out of his control. Like there's no way that he thought coming into his rookie season that he would have to deal with the form of cancer. There was no way that he thought that he was going to lose an entire year of football. Well, really, it's like 2 years because he lost a year of doing chemo, and then you're working yourself back into football shape. And I've said this on numerous occasions. If you known anybody that's been through chemotherapy, I do firsthand. If you know somebody who's been through chemotherapy, that takes a lot of toll on your body. And so if you coming back from something like that, that's going to take a toll on you, take a toll on your body to get yourself back into one of the most physical jobs there is in this world. Like it's one of, playing football, they say it's like running into a wall repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And so, you look at Mitch, and he almost lost like 2 years of football, and now he's trying to get back to doing that. I had a side conversation with Dylan Horton on Saturday after the game, and he was telling me, I was like, man, you're having a really good camp. I know you missed some time when you was hurt, but you're having a really good camp. I was like, how do you feel? How do you feel body wise? And he says, I feel like I'm back to myself again. Because he's also Dylan Horton also had a scare when it came to he had to sit out a significant amount of time dealing with what he had to deal with and going through the treatment that he had to go through. He said, but I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. And I feel like that's how it is when it comes to John Metchie. And look, I will say this: the Texans did right by him. The Texans did right by him. They sent him to the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, if I'm going to go anywhere, if I'm going to go anywhere, I want to go to the Super Bowl champions. I want to go play on that offense. I want to go play with Jalen Hurts. I want to go play with AJ Brown. I want to go play with Devonta Smith. Like, and that's the thing. So if Metchie continues on this trajectory that he's on, and they're going to match him up with his old Alabama teammate, if they line him up on the same side of the ball, that could be a very dangerous combination in a duo. And you can't roll the coverage because you still got to worry about AJ Brown on the other side. So, like, Nick Caserio and the Houston Texans organizations did do right by him. Like, they sent him there. Hell, they could have sent him to Tennessee. They could have sent him to Jacksonville. They could have sent him to Indianapolis. He could have went to the Jets. How about the Saints? Could have went to the Steelers. Hell, he could have went to the Cowboys. Giants. Browns. Like, there's a lot of bad teams he could have been sent to. Like, there's a lot of bad teams he could have been sent to. But you send him to the Super Bowl champions, and you set him up and put him in a place to succeed, and then you also get what you need back. So, yeah, man. Shout out to John Metchie. Give you a big Sarge salute. Ain't never had a bad conversation with John Metchie. Always had time for me. Always had time to talk with me on the record and off the record. Had some great off the record conversations with John Metchie. And yeah, we're gonna see, right? We're gonna see. And hell, the Harrison Bryant could come here and be the next best thing. Like, hey, look, side note. Hey, y'all let me know. Hey, let me know in the chat on TikTok, and let me know in the chat right here. Hey, who's the best tight end? Who's the best tight end to ever play for the Houston Texans? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. Who's the best tight end? Who's the best tight end to ever play for the Houston Texans? I'm going to be honest with you. I can't think. Oh, okay. So the chat is saying Owen Daniels. Owen Daniels was the best? I don't know if I remember. I don't remember Owen Daniels' time with the Texans. What years Owen Daniels played for the Texans? I'm trying to see. What years did he play? CJ Fedora. Hey, look, I was gonna say, hey, damn, what's the hey, I thought y'all was gonna say, yeah, everybody in the chat over here in TikTok is saying Owen Daniels too. Oh, during the Kubiak year. Owen was there. Oh, y'all weren't gonna say Kahali Warren? Because I always thought Kahali Warren wasn't gonna be nothing more than an underwear model. Like, he looked like a pretty boy from California that would work for Calvin Klein and doing surfboard commercials. Y'all didn't think Kahali Warren? What about hey, what's the big dude named Quentin Tateriano? What's his name? Quinteriano? God dang it. The one that was like, you look up, you be like, you still here? Like, how you still on the Texans? Quentin Tateriano, is that his name? I can't. The big guy, cool as a fan. But ain't no way. Oh, ain't no way. Yeah, Tegan Quateriano. I can't. I'm gonna butcher that name. But I was like, I seen him walk through the locker room one day. I said, hey, he's still here? I thought he was gone. Y'all ain't gonna say TQ was the best tight end. Him and Kahali Warren. I'm saying to myself, TQ, you still here? Damn, boy. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, it's like the equivalent to holding the clipboard. Or, hey. Okay, this gonna sound like some bullshit. Hey, but y'all know we here, right? We here, and I'm glad to have y'all here too. I really appreciate it. You know what TQ was to me? Tegan Quateriano. That's how you pronounce his name. Jesus, I gotta get his name right. But every time I seen TQ, because I only seen him on the field like once or twice. I think I seen him in like maybe 4 games. I don't remember. I'm talking about regular season game. Every time I see him, it's the equivalent to, oh, they can't fire you because you're on workman's comp. Oh, you on workman's comp. And every time they get ready to fire you, you have another accident. So they can't fire you because you're on workman's comp. Like, yeah, he's set to come off the injury reserve list. TQ is back. Yep, and now he's hurt again. Well, that's the best. Hey, that's the best scam ever run, huh? Like, hey, they about to bring me off the injury reserve. Hey, we got practice today. Oh, for sure. My back. What? Yeah, my back been hurting a little bit, man, during the rehab. But they say I'm good to go, though. They say I'm good to go. That boy getting that. Oh! Tegan is back on the injury reserve list. I'm telling you, TQ ran the best workman's comp scheme I think I ever seen in my life. My neck, my back, my neck, and my back. Once again, tuned to the Texas Tailgate Talk Show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter, Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Shout out to my TikTok family. Shout out to my YouTube and my Twitter family. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. I'm coming back, though. Don't leave. Do not leave. Don't leave. Because we got to talk about this damn hats. The hell, hats. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about hats. No. We're not talking about practice. We talking about hats. We're not talking about going 6 for 8, 44 yards and a touchdown, looking good in the 2 series you played in. No, we got to talk about what CJ Stroud had on before the. Are y'all kidding me? We're gonna get back to that. Let's jump into some of the things that happened in this game, though. In the Texans 20-3 victory over the Carolina Panthers. So the defense looked good. The defense looked really good. The defense looked damn good. And I'm not just talking about the starters. I don't know if you all paid attention or not. I don't know if you hold on for 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on for 1 second. I got a cowboy hat right here. No, I wouldn't have cared if he wore a cowboy hat. I'm cool with that. I got a cowboy hat right here. I got another one that CJ won't. I can give him one. I guess it's time to change hats. All right, so the defense looked good, and not just the first team defense. I'm talking about the second team defense actually played better than they did against the Minnesota Vikings in their first preseason game. And so, because in that preseason, in that first preseason game, they just looked like the second team looked out of whack. They looked like they were always searching for something that they couldn't find. But they looked a whole lot better. They looked a whole lot better on Saturday. And they started the game strong. Like they started the game very, very strong. And TikTok family, I apologize. If you follow me on Twitter or YouTube, you're gonna see what I'm about to show you all right now. So there's a couple of plays I want to talk about on the defensive side of the ball before we get to the offense and how good Blake Fisher looked to me. So what are we doing here? I'm going to share my screen, right? I'm going to share my screen here. No, we need to come all the way back. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. Share screen. Here we go. Share. Okay. I'll make this. All right. So there's this clip going around that's went viral, saying that Ted McMillan, the rookie wide receiver out of Arizona who plays for the Carolina Panthers, destroyed Texans' first team All-Pro. Carolina Panthers fans, bring your ass closer. Come here. Listen to what I'm saying. First team All-Pro cornerback Derek Stingley. So there's this clip going around from the game where they're saying that if Danielle Hunter doesn't hit Andy Dalton's hands. Andy Dalton was in the game at this time. Bryce Young was out. According to the coaches, the starters didn't earn enough time to play, didn't earn enough playing time on Saturday, so he put them on the bench. But so Danielle Hunter, as we're going to see, hits Andy Dalton's hand and the ball comes up short. Well, a lot of these people, a lot of these Carolina fans, that's probably why y'all ain't got nothing good now. That's probably why y'all are in the state. And I don't mean the physical state. I'm just saying the nature of your team and where y'all at. That's probably why y'all are the way that y'all are, because you grasp at straws and you try to take. I get it. You're trying to find the positive on anything you can. Anything you can. Did Derek Stingley get beat during the joint practice? He did. Go back and look at that play. He got beat. There's no defensive back in the league that's not going to get beat. Everybody's going to get beat. Everybody has been beaten. Deion Sanders, the greatest cornerback to ever play the game, in my opinion, got beat on multiple occasions. You're not going to win every rep. But there is a difference in getting beat, losing a rep, and then just being, how can I put this? I need to put this in the right words, y'all. Derek Stingley Jr. doesn't get beat a lot. He does not get beat a lot, and he doesn't get beat repeatedly. Yes, I know. I was at the game in New England last season. Was that last season? It was last season when he got beat right before the half by the former, was that the former LSU wide receiver? I can't think of his name right now. But Derek got beat. Derek got beat. He got caught. He got caught looking into the backfield. And I said this in I said this in the post game, because I think that was what Drake May's first game starting. And I said it was close to the half. I think it was like 3rd and 3. I think it was like 3rd and 3. Derek was playing the sticks. But I also didn't think that Derek thought, if I had taken an educated guess, and I didn't ask Derek about this, but if I had to take an educated guess, I'm saying to myself, I think Derek was not only playing the sticks, but he didn't think Drake May would try him like that. Because come this next half, he shut everything down. And he never got caught slipping like that again. But I think that he got caught looking at the quarterback, looking at the sticks, looking at the quarterback. I think Derek played down in distance, but he got beat. He got beat in that New England game. He got beat on Saturday against the Carolina Panthers. He did not get beat. So I don't know what the hell you Panthers fans are around here clapping your hands for, getting all jolly, doing cheers, making TikTok dances, talking about, yeah, y'all better be glad Andy Dalton didn't get him the ball, because if Andy Dalton, he was beat. He was beat. For real? He was beat? Hey, let's watch it. Let's watch it right here. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to play this play twice, and I'm going to tell you something. You should be able to hear it, though.
This is sexy time right here. I want to see what the Texans, they may not do much of the preseason. They might show a little glimpse of something. But now we get to see these guys go hunt the quarterback. 3rd down and 8. 4-man rush. Dalton pumps, throws a wobbler down the sideline. It's incomplete.
He didn't throw a wobbler. Daniil Hunter put his hand on the.
Shout out to my boy, N.D. Kalu, former NFL player, N.D. Kalu. I seen him on yesterday. That was his voice at the end. Yeah, so to my Twitter, and my YouTube family, the supporters, let's play this one more time. TikTok family, I'm going to tell you how this thing played out. I want y'all to watch something again.
I want to see what the Texans.
And I think I may be able to, throughout the week, they may show me the different angles, because this shows me different angles throughout the week. But
they may not do much of the preseason. They might show a little glimpse of something. But now we get to see these guys go hunt the quarterback.
Now, before they snap the ball. In the locker room, hey, Derek, there's a play going viral that says that if Andy Dalton doesn't get his arm hit, that you're beat by the rookie. You're beat by Ted McMillan. So my question to you is, did you get beat, or were you baiting him like you baited multiple quarterbacks in the past who underestimated your speed, knowing that you play the trail technique better than anybody in the NFL, and you'll make a quarterback think that the receiver is open, and then next thing you know, you're either intercepting the ball or knocking the ball away. And he started laughing. And he said, well, the first thing that happened, Sarge, was I slipped on the play. Hold on, TikTok family. Y'all watching this?
3rd down and 8. 4-man rush.
What y'all just see right there? Do you see Derek Stingley Jr. slip? This is exactly what he told me. He said, first thing that happened, Sarge, was I slipped. You see him slipping right here, right? Now, before I even let the play continue, he said, I slipped on this play. So he said, I slipped at first. He said, and then I said, you slipped. He got past you. I said, but you knew that you had the speed to catch up, didn't you? And he just started laughing. I said, so you knew if that ball would have been thrown perfectly, you would have still been, you'd have still been able to get to that pass, right? And he started laughing again. And this is what he said. Well, I've been able to get to him in the past. And if you know Derek, he just starts laughing. Like Derek doesn't do a lot of talking. And this was before we started recording. But he said, well, I mean, I've been able to catch up in the past. So, and then he just left it at that. So now I want you to watch. So you see, right? So Derek slips right here. Even after slipping, look at where he is. He's still not beat. And especially if you know Derek Stingley's speed, you know that he's not beat. Now let's go on with the play. Look. Comes out. Ted has about one step on him. Are you to tell me that if this ball is thrown perfectly, that Derek Stingley is not there? Derek Stingley is still there. That's what I don't understand. What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? He slipped. Look. There you go right there. He slips just like he said he did. If he doesn't slip, he's on his hip. And even though he slipped and now he's playing catch up, look,
wobbler down the sideline.
Even if he doesn't throw a wobbler. So, with that being said, I don't understand. And you're right. No, he didn't. He got that double move put on him. He slipped. What are we talking about here? That was when listen. You could have swore I told Derek the funniest joke he ever heard in his life when I told him what was going on. Oh wait, y'all, hold on. Time for a wardrobe change. You could have swore I told Derek the funniest joke he had ever heard in his life because he was just like, I slipped. And I've been able to catch up in the past. So Derek don't say a lot of words. He doesn't say a lot of words. But that's one of the things. You all just seen it for yourself. This hat good enough for y'all? You all just seen it for yourself. I showed it to you all. Oh, I want to show y'all one more play. Let me show y'all one more play. Because this is another thing that I couldn't understand. Y'all remember I told you all earlier that that when I talked with some of the players in the locker room, this was, hold on, I think this was so you all remember the very first play. Carolina Panthers' their very first offensive play. We're gonna go, hold on. Let me get over here right quick. Let me share the screen with you all again. Here we go. Remember the first play, right? The first play was interception. The first play was a Derek Stingley Jr. interception. Will got called for holding, right? Will Anderson Jr., defensive end for the Houston Texans, got called for holding. After the game, I was asking a couple of defensive players, hey, so the first play of the game, how they call that holding on Will? And some of the players was like, it's preseason, bruh. It's preseason. He said, because one side of the field said it was holding, and one side of the field with the ref said it was holding. The other side of the field said it wasn't. So I'm gonna run this play. You see, Will is crushing this block, right? Will is on the block, right? He's still engaged in the block while the dude has him and Will still has him. They're still in the box. He's still in the box. But this is what you look. Ooh, hold on. I'm just not noticing this. And this is great pursuit. Is that MJ Stewart? That is MJ Stewart. I like the way MJ Stewart came down on that. Got Henry in coverage. Everybody's in coverage. He closed out good on that. Bam. That would have been an interception for Derek Stingley Jr. I just don't understand how they call this holding when they're still engaged. Anyway, I didn't get an opportunity to speak to the refs when they were there. So, hey, certified Texas. Hey man, look, it's a thing that I'm doing, right? It's a thing that I'm doing with these hats. All right, so yeah, so I didn't understand what the Panthers fans were saying about Derek Stingley, and I couldn't understand that call. All right, so during the pregame Texans happy hour, we talked about one player that needed to get his confidence back that we were going to observe was offensive lineman Blake Fisher. I didn't know that he was going to get the start. He started in place of right tackle Titus Howard. And you remember in the first game that he played against the Minnesota Vikings, I think he had 22 pass blocking snaps, and he gave up 6 quarterback pressures. On Saturday, he had 12 pass blocking snaps and did not give up a quarterback pressure. I don't think that the Texans offensive line gave up a starting offensive line gave up a quarterback pressure. Hold on for 1 second. Hey, Lou, you got to answer that. Answer that, Lou. But I like the way Blake Fisher played, and that's what he needed to help get his confidence back. Like, he needed that to help get his confidence back, and to help him get his confidence back, you know, he needed a game like that. Now, here's the thing. How does he build off of that? How does he take that game and take that footage and everything that he was able to do and build off of that going into the next week of practice and playing in the hold on. Boom. This towel right here. My boy Lou designed these towels. So how does he build off of that though? How does Blake Fisher build off of that? Something that he really needed to do, something that he needed for himself, something that the Houston Texans needed to see. They needed to see him, they needed to see Blake Fisher get his mojo back, get his confidence back. Even if it was just for a short period of time, he needed that. Something that they could show him on film and on film that he can apply on the field. He needed that. Blake Fisher definitely needed that. Another thing that we talked about was what was the first team offense? What was that first team offense going to look like? Wait, hold on 1 second. I gotta show this again. This is my boy Lou. I showed again. My boy Lou designed these towels, man, and he got merch coming out. This is just a towel that he designed, but he has merch that's coming out that will, you know, that I'm gonna be showing on here once I get the merch. But one of the things that we talked about during the pregame was what was the first team offense going to look like in Nick Caley's offensive system, because we seen it in minicamp, we seen it in training camp. We did not see the starters play any last week against the Minnesota Vikings. And so against the Carolina Panthers, it was the first time we were going to see CJ actually start or begin his new system in real time. In real time, we were going to be able to see CJ in this Nick Caley system. He played for 2 series, and he looked good. He looked good. The offense looked good as a whole. Like I said earlier, CJ ended going 6 for 8, 44 yards, and a touchdown pass, 5-yard touchdown pass to Nico Collins. And the one thing that I said that I put on social media that will not be lost in translation for me is if you go back and you look at that play, right? If you go back and you look at that play, one of the things that stood out was the fact that CJ got that ball out of his hands quickly. CJ got that ball out of his hands quickly. And the one thing that we always that we always harped on last year was CJ's not making quicker decisions because of the play calls and the route concepts. But if you look at this fourth down play, right? If you look at this 4th and goal play, I want you to notice something, right? Yeah, he's going to make the quick decision. He knows that he has to get the ball out of his hand. He knows down distance. He knows personnel, right? When you look at this, he knows that they're bringing. Look, is that Blake Fisher? Hold up, Blake Fisher. Is that Blake Fisher? Look at Blake Fisher, y'all getting out. Wait, Blake Fisher helping. Come on, y'all. Y'all got, hold on, man. Hold on. I'm just now noticing this in real time. Hold on. And y'all got to give Blake Fisher some credit. Look at this. Blake Fisher helps out, right? Blake Fisher helps out here, recognizes that there's a cornerback blitz, and gets out to help in the blitz. Come on, man. Hey, look, I know we talk bad about Blake Fisher. And I said I've talked bad about Blake Fisher in his training camp woes. I have. Not for it to be derogatory towards him or not to belittle or defame him or whatever the case may be. I'm just, telling you what I observed. But we got to give Blake Fisher some credit right here. I did not even notice this in real time. Hold on. I did not notice this in real time that Blake Fisher. Now it wants to trip. Look at that. Blake Fisher is going to engage with the defensive lineman and then pop out and take on the cornerback. I guarantee you. Listen, I'm telling you that as sure as I'm black and I'm dark, and you see I ain't no yellow bone. You see, as dark as I am, I'm telling you, as sure as I am dark, this play will be brought up and shown as a highlight for Blake Fisher as well. When they go through all the touchdowns, they're going to show it. But now, what I want you to also see is when I freeze it right here, of course, CJ, and rightfully so. Listen, when you're in 4th and 5, you're in 4th and 5, you're trying to score, your coach has said, I'm going to put the game in your hand. I'm going to put this possession in your hands. You go and do it as you please. I trust you enough to do what you're going to do. Here you go. Of course, CJ is naturally looking for Nico Collins. Rightfully so. That's exactly what I would do too. If you play Madden or if you play college NCAA 26, let's just stick with Madden. If you play Madden, you go to your best play and you go to your best player. If it's a pass play, you're going to your best wide receiver. Nico Collins is the best wide receiver right here. He's the best. He's the best wide receiver on the field. He is the best option, is what I want to say. So even though I want you to pay attention to right here in the middle, Xavier Hutchinson is open. If CJ turns and hits him in stride, that's a touchdown as well. But CJ is already locked in, knowing that he got to get the ball out of his hands. And he sees that Nico has this cushion.
Stroud.
See that? Now you also see, look, if he's not going to throw to Nico, he still has Hutch right here in the middle. I like this play design. I like this play design.
Pressure.
So Hutch.
Pressure coming.
But the cushion, look at it. Nico has the cushion. Why is this thing? There we go. That might help. Nico has the cushion. And this is one thing that CJ also recognized from the get-go. You too far back. You too far back to try to hold Nico. He knows the down distance and the route. Bingo. And I like the fact that, look, Nico and Christian Kirk are pretty much running the same route. And they pretty much got the same cushion. So he actually has two options. Nico not dropping that. That's a touchdown. Let me do one more, y'all. I got to do one more. Now that we here. Where is that one play? Is this the play? This is another play. I'm sorry, TikTok family. But this is what we do during the regular season. I'm just getting myself during the regular season. Hey, this would have been a touchdown to Dare Ugabonwale right here coming out of the backfield if this pass doesn't get batted down.
His bottom of the screen. Stroud.
Look at this. He's open. Wide open.
Hold
on. What are we doing here? Let me move. Hold on, yeah. There we go. Look at this. Look at this play design. Look at this play. Look at this play. It's a basic play, of course, we know. But is that Blake Fisher again? Is that Blake Fisher right there again? Hold on, let's give Blake Fisher. Boom. Look at Blake Fisher. Blake Fisher doing his job. Look at that. Dalton Schultz take up two, big body right there. Dare wide open. CJ just got to put a little bit more air over that. He just got to put a little bit, just get a little bit higher, CJ. And that's a touchdown. And they knew it too. Dare came back to the huddle laughing. So, whew. So I just wanted to say that, the offense looked good. He looked good to Christian Kirk. The offense is going to get better. I really like I really like the defensive play of cornerback Jalen Smith. I think that Jalen Smith had a really good game. Better than he had. He had a better game than he had back against Minnesota, his first game. And he got an interception. But it wasn't so much the interception that was the highlight for me. Him just being able to read and recognize exactly what he's doing. And then, excuse me for a second. Him being able to read and recognize what he's doing and getting better every week. All right. Getting better every week. I think that's all. Oh. Yeah, hold on a second. Give me something to drink. This ain't liquor, y'all. This just water. This here is just water today. Hold on a second. Hey, YouTube family, hold on for a second. TikTok family, I'm about to go away. I'll be right back. Come back. You're going to want to come back for this. Let me start this over because I need to change the title. What is this? Give me a second. Oh, wow. That's amazing. All right, y'all. Hold on. Talk amongst yourself for a second. I know. Hold on. I got to get this together. Give me 1 second. That's why you tune into this, because we be doing this in real life. We be doing this in real time. All right, there we go. Put that back there. No, there we go. All right. All right, welcome back, TikTok family. Welcome back, TikTok Live family. Welcome back, family of that white wine from that hall. Actually, I'm not. Still a full bottle. See what I'm saying, Tay? Still a full bottle right here. Hey, they say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. Once again, you tune into the Texas Tailgate Talk Show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Make sure that you're following me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end, because you know we do everything for the gram. I just had to go ahead and do that because I got to get myself focused. Okay. So, man, get to this damn video. I'm about to get it drinking this lemon water. So, I said idly by. I said idly by when people were crying and complaining about CJ Stroud not throwing. You got the thing right? Yeah. I said idly by when people were upset. Focus up. Get this. Hold on for a second, y'all. Oh, hey, Mike. What's going on? Hold on, y'all. Hey, Mike. Bye, Mike. Don't tell me what the hell to do on my show. The hell you think this is, Mike? You think your subscription is worth that much to me? Where you come in my show and tell me what to do? What the hell you think this is? I'm a grown ass man, Mike. We will not be doing that. No, don't come from it's like coming up in my house telling me what to do. Hey man, I'm gonna need you to do nothing. Nigga, you pay no rent here? What you talking about? You don't pay no damn rent here. No, sir. We're not doing that. That's what we're not doing, Mike. So wherever you are, hell you think this is? Coming up in my house thinking you finna tell me what to do. Now, as I digress, y'all say goodbye to Mike. All right, so I said idly by when during OTAs they complained that CJ wasn't throwing. So I said through throwing gates, right? They had this big uproar about CJ Stroud not throwing. And I'm saying to myself, all right, it's OTAs. Y'all are really tripping about nothing. But if that's what you want to do, cool. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Go ahead and do what it is you need to do. If you need to talk about CJ not throwing, then talk about CJ not throwing. It's just OTAs. All right. So then we moved over to mandatory minicamp, and then CJ wasn't throwing. So now it's CJ's not throwing, and now we're in shoulder gate. Oh, CJ may still have lingering effects from the shoulder injury, the small shoulder injury that he suffered last season. So maybe he's still rehabbing the shoulder, and that's why he's not throwing. So now we got throwing gate, and we got shoulder gate. And I'm still saying to myself, sitting idly by, laughing, doing a show and saying, this is weird. We're talking about minicamp, OTAs and minicamp. Then CJ finally finally threw some passes, and everybody was happy, and all that went away. So you had throwing gate, you had shoulder gate, and it was just weird to me. And then last week, right? Was that the only? Hold on, it had to be one more gate before that, before emotional gate. Last week, Texans tight end Brevin Jordan goes down, and what looked like was just a small injury turned out to be a season-ending injury for him. And the way, and I talked to you all about the way that he was screaming in agony and pain and disappointment and disgust that he was not going to be able. He knew that he was hurt, and that was probably the end of his comeback, knowing that he had towards ACL last year, and now had the same thing happen to him this year. Everybody's sitting there and listening, and next thing I know, CJ's too emotional for a quarterback. He was emotional and was crying when Tank Dell had that horrific injury in week 16. And he was closer to the situation than he was against Brevin. But I mean, Tank had his bones sticking out of his leg, and like he was screaming in agony and pain. And so he was emotional because Tank is his best friend. Fast forward to Brevin Jordan. Brevin Jordan is also a really good friend of CJ Stroud. They go to the same church together. You know, they talk to each other. They're in the same room, the same offensive room. Like that's like his, like that's his friend as well. And to hear him in that type of agony and pain, now all of a sudden CJ's too emotional. So now we got we got throwing gate, we got shoulder gate, we got emotional gate. And it's funny because they only talked about CJ Stroud when there was other players, and I reported this. There was other players that was sitting there that was just emotionally distraught as CJ Stroud. Like, why nobody say that about Azeez Al-Shaair being emotionally distressed? Because he was, and I said that. He was. Will Anderson Jr., emotionally distressed. Like, how come nobody else talked about these things? But hey, let's go directly to the 23-year-old franchise quarterback, CJ Stroud. Throwing gate, shoulder gate, emotional gate. And now, if I didn't think that shit could get more stupider, and I'm saying that, if I didn't think that shit could get more dumber, if I didn't think that this thing could get crazier than it already is, you got these idiots out here tripping over a mother freaking hat. A hat. A hat. A hat. Because CJ wore a Seattle Mariners hat to the game on Saturday. He walked in with his fit on. A Seattle Mariners hat. And y'all got mad over that? See, the problem is the disconnect between the fandom and the black culture. Now, I know that I'm sounding, I know that you've heard this before. Brandon K. Scott did an amazing job of putting that into context as well. The hat CJ had on had nothing to do with him supporting the Seattle Mariners. If we keeping it a buck, CJ's a LA Dodgers fan. CJ is not a Mariners fan. But for those of you all who are oblivious to black culture, one of CJ's favorite hip hop artists is the late great Nipsey Hussle. You know what hat Nipsey Hussle used to wear? He wore a Seattle Mariners hat for the neighborhood that he claimed, right? The neighborhood that he was in. Nipsey Hussle's birthday was just the other day. So CJ wasn't wearing the hat CJ wasn't just wearing the hat to support the Seattle Mariners and he hates the Houston Astros. It had nothing to do with that. He was wearing it in honor of Nipsey Hussle and his birthday. And you stupid MFers are out here tripping over a hat. Sarge, we are in a heated battle for the American League West Division with the Seattle Mariners. You cannot have the franchise quarterback of the Houston Texans wearing the opponents, the people that the team that the Houston Astros are going back and forth with. You cannot have him showing up wearing a hat like that, looking like he is supporting the Seattle Mariners. No, you need to step up your cultural awareness. And if you really was a fan of CJ Stroud, you would know that his team is the LA Dodgers, not the Seattle Mariners. So instead of finding out why CJ had the hat on, you dummies went straight to Hatgate. Throwing gate, shoulder gate, emotional gate, and now the man can't even wear a hat. Sarge, he's the franchise quarterback for the Houston Texans. He's in the same city as the Houston Astros. Why isn't he supporting the Houston Astros? Well, let's ask yourself, you the ones that got the problem with the hat. You all that got a problem with the hat. CJ's from the West Coast. CJ's from California. CJ wasn't born in Houston, Texas. CJ has only been in Houston for the last 3 years. So what you're saying is you want him to change his entire fandom to what you like. CJ didn't choose to come to Houston, Texas. He was drafted. CJ was drafted to Houston. So what you're saying is when he come to Houston, he should automatically become an Astros fan, a Dynamo fan, and a Rockets fan. What else? SaberCats, U of H, Houston Christian, Texas Southern, HCC, Lone Star. The man been in Houston, Texas for 3 years. He been rooting for the Dodgers his whole life. He's been rooting for the Lakers his whole life. The man was drafted here. You can't tell him that his affiliate, that he should be loyal to the team because you are. See, that's where that fanatic comes in, because the fan is the root word for fan, is the shorten and the root word for fanatics. This is where the fanatics come in. This is where fanatics come in. You getting yourself all upset about a hat. And now CJ got to answer a question about a hat in the press conference. And then it makes national news. And we ain't even got to the radio yet that's going, we ain't even started. I mean, we ain't even heard what's going to be said on the radio on Monday morning. We ain't even heard what's going to be put on some of these shows on Monday. And we're going to talk about not him and the way he looked at Nick Caley's system. Not him converting that 4th and 5 touchdown pass to Nico Collins. Not him looking good and proficient in the 2 series that he played in. Y'all want to talk about a damn hat. A hat. Hold on for a second. See that? That's a key word, Lou. Reporter. That's my profession. I'm a fan. We'll talk about that at the barbershop. A hat. A hat. A hat. A hat. Then I was told, because I said that I question your fandom if you're upset about a hat, I was told that I'm policing the fans. How in the am I policing the fans? when I just said I question your fandom. Me questioning your fandom because of that is like me questioning your taste in food. I can question your taste in food. I'm not policing you. I can question your taste in clothing. I'm not policing you. I can question your taste in spouses, in vehicles, in neighborhoods. Like I can question you, and then all you gotta do is either get an answer or just tell me. But that's not policing, though. That's not policing. Oh, my bad. I should have started with, hey, let's not forget Amber Rose Gates. Let's not forget CJ gave Amber Rose a ride from the Travis Scott celebrity softball game to her hotel because she missed the bus, and CJ dropped her off at her hotel, and next thing we know, they about to have a baby. I mean, according to some of y'all, now all of a sudden, CJ and Amber Rose are dating. Oh yeah, man, she pregnant by him already from a car ride. How'd that happen? Oh yeah, man, they about to get married, man. They already got the date set and everything from a less than 20-minute car ride. Like I don't understand. I don't understand how CJ becomes the target. I understand that he's the franchise quarterback, and I understand that you all got to, got to talk about something. But he's 23 years old. 23. CJ ain't even got to his second contract yet. He only been in the league going on 3 years. And now, instead of asking him football questions, you're asking him about the controversy that's went viral online about a hat. CJ is not supposed to be supporting the Seattle Mariners because we're in a dogfight with them in the American League West. You think CJ knows the damn standings in baseball? Like, honestly, do you think that CJ Stroud has time to look up and see what the standings are in baseball, where the Houston Astros are, who they're in a dogfight with? Oh, I can't wear this hat because they're in a dogfight with the Seattle Mariners. You think CJ? Raise your hand if you think that CJ checks the standings every day. Raise your hand if you think that CJ goes to his phone, goes to the ESPN app, and look to see where the Astros are as far as the standings are concerned, and who's close to them, and who could catch them or who could tie with them. Raise your hand if you think that. Raise your hand if you think that CJ had the Mariners in his mind when he put that hat on coming to the game. Raise your hand if you think that CJ was even thinking about the Astros at that point. Don't worry. I'll wait. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourself. Y'all sound like some damn fools. And I'm not afraid to say it. You sound crazy talking about a damn hat. A hat. A hat. And you're highly upset about it. Not only are you talking about the hat, you're highly upset about the hat. Some people were online saying, "Oh, I'm not rooting for CJ Stroud anymore because he wore a Mariners hat, and you can't do that because of the Astros." Are you kidding me? Y'all sound like dummies. You sound like a dummy if you're criticizing CJ Stroud for wearing a Mariners hat. So let me guess. I already know what's going to happen. Now all of a sudden, People are going to be sending down to NRG Stadium. People are going to send all kinds of Astros hats. Excuse me, Astros hats and telling CJ, hey, here you go. We figured that you needed a hat so you can wear these. Here's some hats. I wouldn't be surprised if some of y'all dummies went to the team store, bought a bunch of hats, and sent them to NRG Stadium and said, these are for CJ Stroud, so he doesn't have to wear a Seattle Mariners hat anymore. I'm not going to lie. When I heard CJ, because like I said, I wasn't in the locker room. I mean, I wasn't in the press conference room. I was in the locker room. And when it came across my phone that CJ had to answer a question about a hat, I said to myself, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Hey, watch yourself, Mike. Watch yourself. Yeah, you get your comments back. You're here. You can be gone for life. Watch yourself. This is my spot. It's my spot. Don't come up here acting ignorant. I digress. Y'all give me a second. White Mike. Okay, one, I didn't know it was you. If I'd known it was you, I wouldn't have put you out. I'd have just talked bad to you right here. Because I know how you get down. I know what you said was disrespectful to me. I didn't know it was you. I just went off of the comment. I didn't know it was you, White Mike. What you got? I thought you'd be in one of them little freaky spaces that you be in. You remember when the one was like, yeah, Mike, you can come to California and change my transmission anytime. Ain't you supposed to be in one of those? Ain't you supposed to, Mike, ain't you, White Mike, ain't you supposed to be in one of them spaces where y'all be talking about changing oil or something? I digress. Y'all let this man live his life. Y'all let this man live his life. Hold on. You're right, Mike. I was in there because I thought that you would speak. Actually, the Spaces had a sports title, and I seen that you was in there. So I came in there to hear what you was about to, what you was gonna say. And then the next thing I know, you in there talking freaky with the woman from California. Next thing I know, you in there talking about how you how you was in there, you know, and Mike, I ain't gonna tell your business. I'm just gonna say, you freaky. White Mike freaky, y'all. Let me tell y'all that. White Mike is freaky. I digress. Hey, let this man live his life. 23 years old. Let him live his life. Let CJ Stroud live his life. I know he's a franchise quarterback. Let this man live his life. He has more important things to think about. Do you want him to worry about a hat, or do you want him to worry about getting your team to the AFC Championship and potentially to a Super Bowl? You want him focusing on his wardrobe so he can appease you, or do you want him to continue to master this new offensive system that he's in? You want CJ to worry about his wardrobe or him being more proficient in this offense, being more of a leader in the locker room, being more of a leader on the field? And what I mean by more is taking it up to the next level going into your third year. I don't get it. I don't understand. What do you all want? What do you all want CJ Stroud to do? You want him to worry about his clothes that he's going to wear? You think that you all should send him a stylist? Maybe he needs a. You think CJ needs a stylist So he could say, "Oh, you can't wear this hat." "Oh, CJ, that's a A's hat. You can't wear that because they're in the same division as the Astros." "Oh, no, you can't wear a Dodgers hat either because the Astros hate the Dodgers and the Dodgers hate the Astros." "No, that New York Yankees hat would look great with the outfit that you have on, but since they hate the Yankees, you can't wear that hat either." "No, no, listen, the Boston Red Sox hat looks amazing. The colors match perfectly. It goes great with that outfit. But you can't wear that because the former one of the former coaches for the Houston Astros coaches for the Boston Red Sox now. He was part of the scandal, and we don't like the Boston Red Sox. And they have Alex Bregman over there, and you can't, you just can't. No, listen. The Braves are a storied franchise. The Braves have a very rich history of being a good team. They had some really good pitchers over there, and over time they've had some players. They have won a World Series, but they beat the Astros. You can't have that. You can't wear the Atlanta. You can't wear the Atlanta hat either. No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The Texas hat, the state of Texas with the T in the middle looks amazing. It does. It looks amazing. But we don't like the Rangers. Like the Astros don't like the Rangers, so you can't wear that hat either because they don't get along with the Rangers. That's an interstate rivalry. And because something transpired in 2017 after the hurricane, they just don't see eye to eye on things. So, hey, but we got these Sugarland Space Cowboys hats for you. You like that colorway? What about that? We can get you some Sugarland. We may be able to find you some Skeeters gear. We might be able to find you a Skeeters hat. One of them vintage Sugarland Skeeters hats. How do you feel about the Sabercats? It's a form of football. You can get your Sabercats hat. You can wear that. We know that you went to Ohio State, but representing U of H will look amazing for the franchise quarterback of the Houston Texans. Texas Southern got a good hat. Their color scheme is nice too. You also know you can get a Rockets hat. Maybe we'll hook you up with some of these high school hats too. Y'all hear how dumb that shit sounds? Y'all hear how dumb that sounds? And y'all actively pissed off over a hat. And it's kept it going. Has kept it going. You would think over time you just be like that, like it don't sound dumb when you typing it out. Like when you go to complain about CJ Stroud having on a Mariners hat, when you go to complain, it don't do you proof this is a damn stupid question on me, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. You don't proofread your stuff before you put it out? You don't proofread your stuff before you put it out? Like read it. Like take it and read it and be like, I don't because I think the majority of y'all read with your fingers anyway. That's another story for another time. I do not want my franchise quarterback wearing a hat from a team that plays in the same the sound out your big words, Clyde. The div, no, not div. The div is on. Div is on. That's division, Clyde. Thank you, Miss Johnson. Division as the Houston Astros. Go Stros! As the Houston Astros. Go Stros! TikTok family. Man, appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. Let me hop into some of these comments right quick. And we got a lot of people up in here. Let me see. Ooh, I got a lot of comments to read, don't I? Queen, I got a lot, don't I? Ooh, hold on. I'm gonna get to him. 119, what's going on? Senior Boble, H-Town Dre, King Kobe, Steph J, Alexis, HDAV Traveler. Killer Cow. Hey, hold on. Hey, Killer Cow, if you still here, hey, bro, that was some funny. That was a funny comment that you made. A funny comment in response that you made to Paul Gallant. That was hilarious. Texas Tangents. What's going on? He go to mask. Texas will be tough, but the team whose quarterback's last name is the same as the King of Pop, meaning Jackson, wins it all. I don't think that's a bad take. I like Lamar Jackson. I like the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think that's a bad take. So here's the question though. Do they finally get over the hump? Because they have been Super Bowl contenders for a couple of years now, and they ain't been able to get over the hump. I don't want it to become like Cowboys fans. This is our year. Every year is the damn Cowboys year, according to some fans. And I be saying, y'all sound dumb. I mean, it ain't been a year for how long? So don't get to start sounding like these Cowboy fans. Talking about we win it all. Y'all been talking about winning it all for a long time. Reverend Brooks, Glenn J. He's a magician with the football wearing purple and black. You're right. Like I say, I like Lamar Jackson. Huge Lamar Jackson fan. I root for Lamar Jackson. But in the playoffs, he's made his own self disappear sometimes too. So I guess you can call him a magician. It's exactly what it was, Senior Boble. Tay, Lou G, Curly Washington Jr., Queena. Sting was helping. You talking about from them one-on-ones? Sting was helping Metch promote himself to the next squad. What's up, Ashley Knuckles? TD. DJ Big Mac. JJ Sugar. Let me see what you said. Oh, that's a good point, JJ Sugar. I'd imagine D'Amico gave him a heads up. He looked emotionless on the field yesterday. CJ Presley low-key named who expecting to throw to, and Metchie wasn't one of them. Black Eighth Element says it's a numbers game. He knew he was out when they drafted Cyclone Brothers. Say maybe the S stands for Stroud. What's up, Brandon? Erlen, what's going on? Yeah. Steph J says, I hope that he gets a fresh start where he can thrive. Talking about John Metchie. Queena says they set him up. Nice, though. Alexis, I got to get back to this, though. Oh, Brandon. So, Brandon, that's what hurt. What's the Harrison Bryant? Harrison Bryant drops the ball a lot. So she said that Harrison Bryant's parents got into it with some Texans fans when Texans played Cleveland in the playoffs last year for last. A verbal altercation. Yeah, they were sitting in front of me. Really nice people. A Texas fan was saying F the Browns, and Mama Brown didn't like that. The Texas fan kept it at it just to make her mad. Oh, wow. Mm. Hey, Tay, did you see the video that I put up? Because I didn't expect to get that from him when I asked him about CJ. Yeah, Erlen says it's a good situation. Yeah, I really love y'all some Owen Daniels. Wait, hold on for a second. My wife and them making something to eat. I'm hungry too. Darth Derp. 2060. I wasn't really on them like that. I said dressing is a sneaky one. Billy Miller. I don't even remember who that was. I know that they beat the Cowboys the first game, but I don't remember who that was. I get it, Ashy Knuckles, but he don't get a pass for trying to come back after chemotherapy and dealing with cancer. Hmm. Hey, that's a Tegan, right? Tegan would cut straight to the blue tent. Oh man, who knows better? CJ knows better. Exactly. And this is going back to the play that I showed earlier when these Panthers fans around here getting all excited talking about Sting got beat by Ted McMillan, the rookie wide receiver from Carolina. I was like, no, he didn't. And he even said he didn't. He said I slipped. And I just showed the play. And you see he slipped. Sting literally slipped on the turf, and these fools talking about double move. He slipped before the double move was even made. Exactly. Panther fans are delusional. Trust me, Sarge, it's sad. Panthers is appreciate that. Yep. Interception or pass breakup. Uh Hold on. Panthers fans thought their team was nice and during practice while completely disregarding Bryce was picked off 2 times. He surely was, and one of them was by Sting. Appreciate that. I got this hat at the team store last year. When I was on that former show, I was like, man, this would be a great hat for the former show. And then I bought it, and then things transpired, and now I got it for here. He said he got hats and y'all see his logo. It'll be soon in the next couple of weeks. I have towels, hats, and shirts. They fired too. Mm. So on design, all team images have been altered. Texan Astros star and the Rocket. Yeah, I like it. Uh, let me see. Hell yeah. Hey. I tweeted this out. It's in my notes. I said this yesterday. Woody Marks looked like a man amongst boys. And his pass protection didn't look bad either. Jawar Jordan's pass protection didn't look bad either. Yeah, man. Woody Marks. It's gonna be a while before I can call Woody. ah, Nick Chubb did. Hey, Nick Chubb did look good. Nick Chubb did look good. British Brooks. Let me see. like doing this all the way live. You're opening up your bar again. The offense looks like, yeah, the offense did look good. Appreciate that, Derek. Appreciate that. White Mike. Let me see. Oh, hey, you know what? Hold on. I need y'all help. I would love for it to come from here. And if you follow me on Twitter, Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end, put it in my DM. The Houston Texans defense is actually looking for a nickname. I think they will be very appreciative if the fans came up with a good nickname for the defense. Yeah. Mike drank too many Zimas. Is this a Colts fan in here? This ain't a Colts fan, is it? I know you lying. I know you effing lying. Lou, you did not find your cousin up in here in this chat. Y'all look at this. Derek and Lou, they cousins. Look, hey, if you don't find out, Chriso, if you don't, hey, look at what Big Sarge, look at what Big Sarge showed. Look at what the Texas Tailgate Talk and the Happy Hour was doing. Hey, look, hey, first of all, y'all need to give me a fee because what they call it, all 22, family 22. What's that thing where they swab your cheek and then they run your DNA? Like, I should be getting paid. Chrissy, she can't hear me. What's that thing where they give you is it all 22? What's that thing called where they, hey, Chrissy, Chriso, hey, what's that thing they call where you send in you swab your cheek and then they find out who your family is? They actually, it's the government way of keeping track of everybody. What's the thing? You swab your cheek and then you put it in a little plastic and you send it off and they be like, "Oh, you're half Irish." Yeah, but it's another one too, right? You know what I called it? All 22. That's the football thing, right? 23andMe. Chrissy. Lou, the barber who cut hair who cut hair with my cousin at the barbershop, he just found his cousin in the chat. I said they owe me. They owe me all 22. I done found cousins. Y'all boys cousins up in here. Hey man, I'm making this thing happen. Hey, look, y'all ain't getting this on no other show. Where y'all having family reunions on other shows? Look, I feel like I should be a talk show host now. What you got over here, Larry? At the joint practice, Miko said the only defensive play he watched was Sting interception. Sting based quarterbacks like Prime Reeves and lockdown DBs because their makeup speed is elite. And his is elite. Exactly. To be fair, Sarge, he is the leader of the team. Well, I don't get it though. Hey, break that down for me. What you saying to me, Black Eighth Element? They felt like CJ had his Drake mode engaged. Exactly, HD. Too much time on their hand. For real, leave my quarterback alone, man. We ain't had much of that, bro. Dude, he's just a kid and he's swag. Exactly. Thank you, Tay. I didn't want to say it because this is a family show. Sometimes. Exactly. Exactly, Senor Boble. Altuve gonna be wearing a Jags hat to celebrate random artists next. I don't think, you know what? I don't even think that they would get mad if any of them showed up in any of their opponents' hats. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bury me in the H. So Michigan fans can wear Ohio State gear. They can wear whatever they want to wear though. Black Eighth Element. Okay, so are these Michigan fans being paid by the university? Because I think that a lot of times this is the crazy part to me, right? So listen, I got on the H. This is the Texans logo, right? This is the Texans logo. I got on a hat that say bullpen. This is a Texans logo. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. When I'm away from my profession, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'd be damned. I'd be damned if a Cowboys fan gonna tell me what I can and what I can't wear. Now, if you want to purchase this stuff for me to wear, if you purchase it for me, I will maybe consider it. But I wear this shirt when I'm not on air. I wear this hat when I'm not on air. I got all kind of Texan stuff in my closet because I like the H-Town, the H. I like this H. I like this. It's right over my heart. I'm from the H. My heart pumps the H. I got a tattoo on my arm, state of Texas. The only city it has on it is Houston. I'll be damned. I think that the fans go overboard and personally connect themselves to the player and then try to dictate what they can and what they can't do because of your fandom. If he wants 300 mil, he should put on the Astros hat. No, he gonna get that 30 mil regardless. He gonna get that. 300 mil regardless. Listen. I almost said something. I'm gonna keep it moving. Yep. All that is going on. Yep. He demonstrated a ton of loyalty to us. A hat ain't that doggone serious. Exactly. Queen says, hell, I didn't even notice the hat until they said something. Me either. Nor did I care that he was wearing it. Hey, exactly. A lot of times these fanatics lose sight that the athletes are human as well. I swear sometimes that feels like rubs them off sometimes. I ain't putting that up there, Lou. What boy's hat? I'm not putting up. This is the Texans Tailgate Talk podcast show. Texans Happy Hour. This ain't got nothing to do with the Dallas Cowboys. Why am I putting on a Dallas Cowboys hat? This ain't the Star Happy Hour. All right. Did he get that gay? CJ told his truth. He prefers Cali women, Cali music, and Cali food. That's where he's from. Rep your city. JJ reps the Astros all day, but will show up in a Brewers hat and go to their games in Wisconsin. Exactly, Steph. I can't imagine having that type of pressure on me at 23. Back then, I was very dumb. You ain't the only one. Hey, look. Hey, Steph. Hey, me too. First of all, I have to go back and do math in order to realize what year 23 was. So if I'm 53 now, so when I was 23, that was 30 years ago. 30 years from 2025. That's 1995. You know, when you be saying, hey man, 30 years ago, you automatically, I automatically just think back to the 70s or the 80s. 30 years ago was 1995, right? It's 1995. Goodness gracious alive. And we don't want to talk about what I was doing in 1995. Let's just go ahead and keep it moving. That's why I pray daily, constantly. That's why I pray. Because if the good Lord would have took me out of here in 1995, I was going to be burning for life, forever. I would have been in the eternal hellfire. Thank God for whew, redemption and salvation. Hey, is this a Colts fan? Is this a Colts fan? Because if it's a Colts, I need to know. Can somebody verify that Veldrin Savoith? I don't want to butcher that. You tell me how to say it. Is this a Colts fan? You got to rewind to the beginning of the show, certified Texan. Yep. The Colts have a better O line and defense. The Colts have a better O line and defensive starters. If the Texans are having all these gates and had complaints, yeah, football must not be the priority. I don't know how to say your name, Veldrin Savoth. Are you drunk? You been drinking? Because like this is kind of like the tech. I know, you know what? I'm gonna change this just for you, my guy. Just for you. Here we go. It's the happy hour now. There you go. The Colts may have a better offensive line, as the Houston Texans are currently putting their offensive line together. I will give you that. I'm not going to shy away from that. But you must be out your rabbit ass mind if you think that the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, have a better defense than the Houston Texans. What's wrong? You need to talk. If you need to talk, hey, hit me up, my guy. I'll talk with you in the DM, man. Is there issues at home? Are you going through something? There's no possible way you think that the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, let's do this way then. Hey, who's your all pro on your defensive side of the ball? Because if it was one, I don't remember. Who was it? Tell me who your Will Andersons and your Will Anderson and your Danielle Hunter is. You may have better defensive tackles. I will give you that. You may have better defensive tackles than the Houston Texans. You don't have better edge rushers. You don't have better cornerbacks. And once CJ Gardner-Johnson gets healthy, football must not be a priority. Well, with the way that your three owners are trying to run the team now, don't look like football a priority for them either. Ain't it three of them? Your quarterback is Daniel Jones. You heard me say that I'm a Cowboys fan, right? So you know how many times I watch, like, you know how many times I've watched him steal money in a game? He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play in real time. And I've been watching football consciously since 1975. Since 1975, I've been watching football consciously. Daniel Jones is horrible. I don't even know how Daniel Jones escaped the UFL draft. Like, I thought that he was clearly destined to play in either the XFL, the UFL, the CFL, the Lingerie League. Daniel Jones, now you're just here to troll. I got it. I'm born and raised Houston Texans. CJ can wear whatever the F he wants. That's my quarterback. We love him and his family. high. I don't know. Are you drunk? You're high too. My bad. Hey, y'all. Why didn't I see this in the beginning? He talking about on Madden with his built players. He done built him a quarterback, or he done bought some cheat codes for Daniel Jones. The Texans quarterback apparently can't even throw. Hey, look, you say what you want. Listen, I'm going to read your comment again, and then I'm going to respond. The Texans quarterback apparently can't even throw. I tell you what he can do to the coach, though. Throw an ass whooping. He know how to throw an ass whooping on the Colts. He know how to, if he don't know how to do nothing else, he know how to throw an ass whooping on the Colts. He know how to throw to Nico Collins so Nico Collins can put an ass whooping on the Colts. So he can throw it. Listen, he can throw an ass whooping on the Colts. And I mean, he threw well enough to win the AFC South, the Colts division, 2 years in a row. Won a playoff wild card game 2 years in a row. And mind you, he's only been in the league going on 3 years. Yeah. Oh, Lou, I didn't know he was a Colts fan at first, but now I see it. I'm having fun now. The New York Giants are an inept organization. The Colts are either going to win the division or the wild card. I don't see any depth on the Texans squad. Let me tell you what we do here, my boy. Let me tell you what we do here. This ain't one of them shows that you just show up and we just talk out the side of our asses. We don't just talk out the side of our asses. We actually talk. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to break this down? Because we can. This isn't a show that you just show up and you think that the host isn't prepared. This isn't a show that you just show up and you think that you get to talk out the side of your ass and I'm not going to respond. Over here, it's facts over feelings, my guy. If you really want to get down to the minutia of things, if you really want to break it all the way down, hey, that young lady that you heard me calling my wife, she's an attorney. So you know what that means? I've always got to have my I's dotted and my T's crossed. I live in a constant state of making sure I got it right if we're having a discussion. Live in a constant state of, hey, semantics count. You want to talk about this? You know what? Let me look at you. Let's look at your defense. Stop it. Stop it. Hold on. I don't want you to see my log in. Hold on. Because you came to the right one on the right day. This is gonna be your favorite show. This is gonna be your favorite. This is gonna be your favorite show. Your favorite show. I promise you this is gonna be your favorite show. You come back too. Don't run. You come back throughout the season too. Don't run. Let's look at your defense that you say is better than the Texans defense. This guy is a monster. CJ Stroud destroys him. Your defensive tackles are very good. Y'all got here on offense. There go your boy. He got Nick like Davis Mills. This guy's a monster. Adonai Mitchell is a monster. Quentin Nelson is a monster. There's only one person that I'm rooting for. Rooting for. Two people that I'm rooting for. That's this guy right here. And this guy. Your tight end is this guy is going to be a man amongst boys. This guy is going to be a man amongst boys. Other than that, yeah, we good. Yes, Black Eighth Element. Yes, a troll. J. Cool. Wow. That's so wow. Those who know, know. Those who know, know. My wife just cooked something and it smells amazing. Exactly. Get to. All right. Exactly. Exactly. Man, the Coast fans, hey, y'all welcome here though. Come on in here. We talk about it. We talk about it. I'll go back and forth with you. I'm not a like I said, I cover the Texans. They think Luke gonna save them. CJ Cook defense. I cover the Texans like in real time. Hey, said that boy got a better weed man than all of us. Tay said with a name like better, he's in the wrong place. He was football, not football. The yard was crunk in 1995. What's up, MJ? 95 Sarge was out there thugging. Hey, man, that's why. Listen, did y'all hear me tell that story about when a young man was like, "Are you Sarge? Man, are you Sarge? Sarge or BB? Hey, you Sarge or are you BB?" And I have to look. And I'm trying to scan who you look like. Who you look like? I'm trying to see if I know your mama. Okay, if I don't know your mama, who you look like? Did I date a woman in your family? Now you your daddy's child? Or you here to avenge your auntie? I don't be knowing. I be having to look. Like, hello, it's me. Yeah. So House of Swarm. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. But hold on, I gotta address this. On the emotion gate, it's fine to be emotional, but as a leader, you have to be stoic when people look at you to lead. I disagree. I disagree. I used to have that same mindset. I used to think that I was raised like that until I got older and I realized it's okay to be emotional. And I'm damn sure a leader. I'm damn sure a leader, and it's okay to be emotional. because if I bottle my emotions in, then when they all come out, I don't know when and how they're going to come out. So, no, it's okay to be emotional. The one thing, especially as men, what we're teaching our young men is the wrong way. Of course, life is going to life. Life is going to do its thing. Sometimes head up, chin out. You gotta keep your head up and your chin out, and you gotta keep moving. But you don't have to hide if it affects you or not. You don't have to hide that. You deal with it in real time. You deal with it right then, and you keep it moving. Now, when it comes to CJ Stroud, right? You tell me how at 23 years old, you tell me how you're able to control your emotions when your best friend is laying on the ground with a bone sticking out of their leg, screaming in excruciating pain. You tell me how, when there's no other sound inside of the training bubble, the training facility that has great acoustics, that like I told y'all the other day, if that thing is quiet and somebody passes gas, you can hear it. They can be on the other end. If they pass gas loud enough, you're going to hear it. The acoustics in that bubble is amazing. Now imagine one of your really good friends is laying on a cart, screaming in agony and in pain, and is screaming to the top of their lungs because of the pain has kicked in, and the mind and the reality of excuse me, the reality of you're not going to play football this year after not playing football last year, after suffering the same injury that you did 2 years in a row, and now you're missing 2 years of football, and you're laying on that cart, and no other sound can be heard but but the player on the cart. And your teammates, your family, your brothers are listening to you, and there's nothing that they can do. See, I think the bigger question for me is what's the payoff in not showing your emotions? Well, what's the payoff in not showing them? Hey man, CJ is a good leader because he didn't show his emotion. No, that means CJ must not be human, and that's weird. And you know what happens? Let me put it like this, Black Eighth Element. What are we at? 213. I'm gonna clip this up. 213:15. One of the reasons why you see so many miserable ass ex-athletes, one of the reasons why you see these ex-athletes who can't hold a family, who has been through multiple spouses, who don't have a good relationship with their kids, don't know how to act or react in real time, do stupid things, go on social media, say stupid things, get themselves caught up in stupid things because they didn't know how to be a human being when they were playing the game. There's not a job in this world, if you're a human being, that you can't be a human being on. I don't know what you do for a living, Black Eighth Element, but let me say this. Let me say this. Let's just say that you're an engineer. You're an engineer and you share a cubicle with a coworker that you're really close to. And then you come to work one morning and you find out that that coworker has been in a tragic accident and is in critical condition, maybe move is and I ain't gonna even say that part. They're in critical condition. and you're sitting there and you're emotional behind this person that you sit to and have been sitting next to over the last 3 years. You know this person's family, you know this person in and out. Y'all got these inside jokes or whatever the case may be. And you're emotional, and your supervisor come by, your boss come by and say, "Hey man, we ain't got time for that emotional shit. Suck it up and keep doing the work." And you gotta keep doing the work. Keep working when you ain't got time to be emotional. We still need you to do the work. No, you don't even get a couple of minutes. No, just keep working. Because the part that is being left out of the whole CJ Stroud was emotional thing was they continued practice after Coach D'Amico Ryans had brought them to the middle of the field to talk with them. He finished practice, and he finished practice in an effective manner. And then they dealt with it when they got off the field. So that's my thing. Do you think that if one of your coworkers was screaming in agony, was in critical condition, or was screaming in agony and pain next to you, you just be like, "Hey, bro, I won't feel sorry for you, but I gotta get this work done." That's what's wrong with society right now. We have too many older people who grew up in a time where the only people you talk to was your pastor and your big mama. And neither one of them have any type of degree to be able to deal with psychological issues. Neither one of them are certified in anything but hood or family or theology. Sure, pray about it. That's one of the best. That's one of the best pieces of advice that somebody can give. Hey man, hey bro, pray about it. Or I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray with you. But God had also has put the drive, will, determination, and vision of people to go out and become professionals in dealing with issues. I'm only saying all of this because I don't preach that. I don't. I don't preach that to young men. I'll tell them, hey man, if you're emotional, it's okay to be emotional. Keep your, for the most part, if you can keep your emotions in check, then keep your emotions in check. But if you need to talk to somebody, go talk to somebody. See, the weakness is in not getting help. The strength is getting the help. The weakness is thinking you all good and you don't need the help. All right, let me keep on. What's up, MJ? House of Swarm. Hmm. I'm a, I'm a, I'm a, I'm 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 gonna get that to him. Word first about the performance of the Astros. Exactly, Abigail. Steph Jason, I know. Okay. Got what he did. He's a librarian. Yeah, the coach still got Zaire Franklin. Uh, man, bet it all on Daniel Jones. Oh man. Mm, mm, mm. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. That food smell good. I'm about to go. I appreciate y'all. It is okay to feel. I appreciate y'all. And look, we've been here almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's real. It's crazy because when I get on here with y'all, I feel like I'm. So real quickly, let me say this. Right. Hold on for a second. Let me say this. Black Eight Element. Let me say this too. First, I appreciate the dialogue, but let me say this: I've been emotional online, offline, in person, behind the scenes. I'm an emotional person now, and sometimes I'll make a joke about it, and I'll say, "Hey, man, I'm a pawpaw." So as a pawpaw, I get emotional. But the truth of the matter is, especially when you went through the amount of things that I went through, I'm emotional. My wife knows it. I don't hide it. If I'm feeling something, I'll say it, and that doesn't mean she doesn't respect me any less as a man or a man of the house. She just knows that that's one of the things that she loves about me is that I am emotional. But I will say this, and as I bring the show to a close, one of the things that I really really enjoy and probably why I talk to you all so long is this is therapy for me. For me to be able to get on here and talk, Houston Texans, to talk to you all about what I'm observing, what I'm seeing, giving you some inside information, talk to you about your team. That's cool. But the interaction and the back and forth, and the way that you all interact with each other, on top of the fact that I get a chance to interact with you all in real time, that's therapy for me. That's why a lot of these shows, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I gotta upload some podcasts because I haven't done a podcast in a long time because I've been doing a live show. And one of the reasons I do a live show is because I like to interact with you all in real time. I don't want to go back and read the comments and certain things. I don't want to go back and read comments like that. I want to interact with you in real time. I want to see I want to get your opinion in real time, or how you feeling in real time, or whatever we talking about. I like that in real time because that's therapy for me, but it's also therapy for others. I don't tell other people how to run their shows or how they do it. I just know what works for me. And what works for me is this format, to be able to talk to you all and to give you all a place and a voice to be able to talk. Because I do know some content creators and some media members who have these type of digital platforms. They could care less about what you think. They could care less about what you think. Just subscribe so they can make money. They'll read your comment. They don't really care about it. When you say something over here to me, when we talk over here, I'm not being dismissive unless you white Mike. Now, if you white Mike, I'm gonna be dismissive. I'm just playing white Mike. I like shout out to your son too, man. Thank you for sending me that picture of your son. Hey, for those of y'all know, Mike's son is in basic training for the army. He's still in basic training, right? Right, Mike? Like, and I knew that me and Mike have talked about this, offline, about his son. I was, Mike was talking to me when his son was thinking about it. Then his son did what it took the necessary steps to be able to get himself and to the point where he was ready to go to basic training. And now he's in basic training doing what he's supposed to do. But you see what I'm saying? Those are the type of things, right? People don't know that. But Mike and I have had this conversation. And so, but that's it in real time. And I know I started a whole nother conversation. So let me read this comments. Uh uh Hold on. Yep. Yep. Dialogue is how you learn. Exactly. Um it's okay to have show emotion and health, but also there's a time and place to deal with it. Of course. Appreciate that, Lou. I appreciate Sarge for it. Yep, I try my best. I try my best to make sure that I do that. But y'all are therapy for me too. Y'all allow me to be able to take this time to be around y'all, interact with y'all, and you never know, y'all. You never know. Another reason why I make sure that this show is live is because, just like, I mean, I joked around it with with Lou and Deverick, but I mean, damn, look at that. They're talking amongst each other now. They just found out they kinfolk, And I hope that they're able to connect away from here. And if not, I'll try to be the mediator to make sure that they second cousins. Now, how would we have known that if I'd have just recorded this and put it out? We're doing this in real time. And I appreciate y'all. And what have I always told y'all? Time is the most valuable possession that a human being has. That is the most valuable. Time is the most valuable possession that a human being has because it's the one thing that you give and you could never get back. So for you all to take your time and spend your time with me, I truly appreciate it. For those of you all who come late, go back and watch how I missed the hint that John Metchie was going to not be on the Houston Texans, and go back and watch how I just totally destroyed the Panthers fans who thought that Derek Stingley Jr. was beat on the play, and they got themselves all excited. But then just go back and watch the show. Just go back and watch the show. I appreciate that, Queena. I like this channel because it feels real and authentic. This is the only place I comment. I appreciate that. Now I gotta go eat. That food smells good. Hey, you've been tuned to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and Texans Happy Hour all in one. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports, the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Hold on. For those who care about Hatgate. Make sure you're subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. Love you too, EJ. Big Sarge. I'm out.
Big Sarge.